What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with IGN at BlizzCon 2018. Joining me is Rob from Blizzard to discuss what, for me, was the biggest surprise, which is Warcraft 3 Reforged. Tell me, what are you setting out to accomplish with this remaster?
Yeah, the main thing with the remaster is we want to take the community and carry it forward. And a lot of folks might not realize, but Warcraft 3 has got millions of players still all around the world, but it doesn't exist on our modern BattleNet. It doesn't exist really anywhere on our current sort of spectrum. And so with Reforged, we wanted to marry that back into the rest of the Blizzard community. And at the same time, we want to make the visuals just look absolutely amazing.
It's very interesting you said that, because I think the RTS genre as a whole is a genre that has had a slow and steady decline, with maybe the exception of StarCraft 2, but there haven't been a lot of recent entries. It's not a genre that has gotten a lot of love, and Warcraft 3 is legendary in that space. So do you see this remaster as something that could maybe push the genre forward in a weird way?
Yeah, there's actually, again, millions of people all around the world playing this, and it's not just Warcraft 3, it's also all of the user-generated content that has come up. I mean, different genres have really spawned from Warcraft 3. And to me, this is this is a great way for us to just reintroduce a lot of those to the players all around the world.
So what struck me immediately was the aesthetics. Gorgeous. I think seeing Arthas and Uther and Heroes of the Storm was kind of a treat, but this is almost, I mean, I don't want to compare here, but it looks fantastic. Tell me artistically what you're trying to accomplish and what you're most excited about in terms of revisiting these characters after so long.
Sure, yeah. We actually, we started out in Classic with taking StarCraft and remastering that. And we, from a visual standpoint, we actually said, well, we actually want to largely keep it the same way. Really make it so that if you're putting your glasses on it tightens everything up. With Warcraft 3, it was our first 3D game that we had done at Blizzard. And so it's super low poly count. We were still trying to just figure out actually how to make things look great in 3D. And with World of Warcraft, coming afterwards, we had given so much more depth to characters and given so much more depth to the universe. We felt like we had an opportunity with War 3 and Reforged to actually take some of that and plug it back into War 3. Like examples of that would be Arthas. This is Arthas when he's pretty young, right? And he's still at this tipping point. He hasn't really kind of gone to the dark side, as it were. And we had an opportunity to really paint out his face in a way where it shows that sort of boyish youth to him. And some of the early cuts that we had on his visual aesthetic actually had him look a little bit older. And so we've been iterating back and forth on how we can have him look really the way that he should as he's sort of coming in. He's still got a lot to prove. He's trying to figure out how does he look up to Uther, and how does he live in the shadow of the image of his father. I mean, so.
Another huge part of Warcraft 3 is the cinematics. I remember getting that DVD and watching it all the way through. It's almost a movie in and of itself. Are those being remastered as well?
Yeah, so we actually we recut the intro cinematics. So you guys saw that today. And the original cinematics, they hold up amazing. And so we are going to do some things to really tighten them up. But I mean, again, those cinematics are just unbelievable.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some maybe modern bells and whistles on what is an old, tried and true formula, and I'm talking specifically about some online functionality. This strikes me as a platform, so let me contextualize that. With WoW Classic, it kind of butts up against modern World of Warcraft, so it can't quite evolve, and it exists in and of itself. With Warcraft 3, I'm not sure that it's really competing with there's no Warcraft 4 right now, so are we going to get things like ranked online, maybe some seasonal content, maybe some skins? Is that something that maybe is in the works?
Yeah, those are things that we definitely are exploring. We do want to ratchet in a lot of the new modern conveniences that you see out of online functionality. The matchmaking functionality that we had with Warcraft 3 when it first launched really only had 4v4 functionality. We supported a handful of different modes, but we've learned a lot in the RTS space between StarCraft 2 and the various expansions, and really even with Heroes in terms of ways to connect players together and have that experience just be better overall. So we want to take a lot of that knowledge and plug it into Warcraft 3.
That is incredibly cool. So that was going to be my last question, but I have to follow up. Are there any major gameplay overhauls or things that haven't quite aged well that you're revisiting? With WoW Classic, it's very much like, this is how it was, for better or worse, this is how it was. Is that the approach with Reforged, or is it a little bit more, we kind of want to...
Yeah, in Classic we have this mantra, and I can't really say it on the air, but I mean it definitely is don't break the game. Yeah. So we want to start cautiously in terms of how we're changing some of these things, but like areas where we know we can make some improvements are in like the UI, for example. If you're very familiar with like the traditional sort of RTS UI that we had with Warcraft 3 and even with StarCraft, it actually took up a good portion of the screen. We actually want to try and like minimize that a little bit. Just so that you get to see more of the screen, you get to see more of the action, the beautiful visuals that you see actually really pop and come out. That's an example of like some of those modern trimmings that we can add into the mix without it fundamentally changing the game. There's some more things we got in store.
That's really exciting. When can we get our hands on Warcraft 3 Reforged?
So folks...
I thought you were just going to say soon and drop the mic.
folks here at BlizzCon can play the demo, and we're looking to put it out in 2019.
That's super exciting. I'm incredibly excited. I have to gush. This is the thing I'm looking forward to most out of BlizzCon 2018. For all things BlizzCon, keep it right here on IGN.